Happy Friday, everybody. Okay, literally, this is like take 3. So here we go. I'm Amanda Acom, the marketing coordinator here at Desert Valleys Federal Credit Union. And before we jump in today, make sure you hit that subscribe button and share this video because we're talking about something that I literally have no prior, extensive knowledge on. And don't quote us. None of us here are doctors or, I don't think we are we?
No.
So I'm here with RIDGgaming today, and before we get super into it, can you tell us who you are, what you do, and a fun fact about yourself?
All right, I'll go first.
You can Rochambeau.
I'll go first.
Rock, paper,
That's
scissors.
fine. I'm Francisco Ortiz. I'm the CEO of RIDGgaming, part owner as well. I also DJ on the side and am in cybersecurity. So
Really? Look
fun
at you.
facts.
What's a fun fact about yourself?
that's not fun.
I mean, that's
Someone out there probably thinks it's fun.
So
Okay, I have to ask, is there a lot of coding? Is it like the Matrix? Do you just look at things all day like that?
sounds a lot cooler.
Right?
Than it actually is.
yes,
Oh,
it definitely sounds
dang.
a lot cooler. That's why you just say I'm in cybersecurity,
Ooh.
and then leave it at that. Don't
Okay.
go into any details. So. Also, we just got into embroidering, so we just bought an embroidery machine, so we're getting into embroidering. So that's exciting.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stitching?
Like
yeah.
stitching.
like-
Yep.
Wow.
So that is a real fun fact for us. So we're learning how to actually digitize ourselves, so we don't have to send out the artwork to somebody else for somebody else to do it. And
It's like cyber homesteading over here.
right, yeah, exactly. So those are and I have 4 kids and a beautiful wife. So
Okay, there we go.
Cool. Well, my name's Anthony Sween. I work in IT as well. Used to do cybersecurity, but not anymore. Fun fact, I have a dead person's Achilles tendon in my knee.
Stop
Yeah.
right now.
I got a cadaver ligament. Apparently the Achilles
Really?
tendon is a very thick ligament. That's why tendon, they put it in your knee when you get a surgery.
I never knew that one either.
Yeah.
Look at that. So you're kind of like a doctor then.
But, yeah, there's 2 of me.
Maybe it came from a doctor. That would be even better.
But yeah, other than that, fun fact, I got 1 kid, little boy, and that's pretty much it.
I have a feral child too. That's my son. So, and then beautiful daughter just now, or she just turned 7 months. So she is wild as ever, and loves the oven, loves pizza, loves staring at the pizza. So
I mean, who doesn't love pizza, though?
I know she definitely gets it from me. Okay, pineapple, yes or no on pizza?
yes,
I don't personally like pineapple on it, but I don't have beef with it.
Okay, perfect. Good answer. Good answer.
It's a weird taste for me. I do like peanut butter pizza, though.
Oh, I like peanut butter
I do
pizza
too.
too. So here's my fun fact for this episode. I used to work at a small brewery over on the coast, and they would fire pizzas. No one. I had never met anyone except for another Ridgecrest local who had ever had peanut butter pizza. So now they have it out there.
really nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
The best.
So do you get a cut every time they sell a peanut butter pizza?
I wish, but every time I do go out there, they do fill me up my own growler. So
Okay, gotcha.
I'll
All
take
right.
it.
Can't
Yeah,
complain.
fair enough.
I know. I
That's
can't
your
complain.
cut. That's your cut.
I can't complain. Dang, I should have signed a
You
contract.
should have.
Dang it. So today we are going to discuss screen time. I know that's a very broad loaded topic, but the benefits, positivity from gaming, as well as some of the negatives from it, right? All right, guys, I'm going to let you kind of hijack my show and I'll ask questions as we go. Does that sound good?
Sounds like
Yeah.
a plan.
All right, here we go. So screen time.
Well, I can go first. Screen time. I could say there's a positive and a negative. For one, we're moving into an era where we're constantly needing to learn how to use those devices
Right.
to function, to move forward, to get updates, to do whatever function in life, for the most
You
part.
can't get away from it.
Yeah.
Well, I think now, my son just entered the public school system, and I think in first grade they get their own Chromebook checked out to them,
Yeah.
and they're already watching YouTube and doing things like that in class. And I'm like, what? What happened
Yeah.
to playing with chalk?
Yeah, right.
So it's a little bit. I know I'm always constantly on social media for my job itself, as well as we're literally on social media right now. People are watching us.
Yeah.
But I go home and it's the limitations. How do I put the limitations on screens and screen time when this is the way of the world?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And for both kids and yourself, that's kind of you got to set the example
My lovely husband yells at me every time I use his phone charger because I don't have a charger in the room. Mine stays out in the kitchen. And he's like, where's your alarm clock? And I'm like, well, it's out in the kitchen.
Nice.
Not my phone. Where's my alarm clock?
And I mean, I think if we're going to talk about kids, I think every kid's different for the amount of screen time they can consume and then still be okay. I know it varies with my kids,
Okay.
but for the most part, during Monday through Friday, they get an hour of video game screen time. I mean, we still watch movies and that kind of stuff, but video game screen time.
Now, what's the age ranges of your children?
Okay, so we have a 4-year-old, 6-year-old, 10-year-old, and a 17-year-old.
Okay.
So
yeah, very vast
yes.
spectrum there for
Yes.
how much they can consume, I guess. Visually consume.
yeah, visually consume. And we separate the gaming from actual TV, from actual movies and
Okay.
whatnot. And we normally stream everything. So we don't really have cable to where you're just flipping around and trying to find something to watch. We either
Who does have cable? If you have cable out there, drop a comment. I
Right?
really kind of want to know, is that even a thing?
I used to have DirecTV, but that was strictly for NFL Sunday Ticket.
No.
Now it's going to YouTube, so
It'll be
Yeah.
all right. It'll be all right.
I do have to have my Hulu for NHL. So
yeah, see?
that's me.
And luckily I have T-Mobile and they have the MLB ticket for free. So
Do they?
they do. I don't know. Hopefully they still have it this year. They've had it the last 2 years. So
I'm going to have to look into that. I have T-Mobile right now, so
yeah.
the whole thing. I like their whole T-Mobile Tuesdays.
Exactly, and that's
their
where you-
show's not sponsored by T-Mobile, I promise either.
It's not.
So,
hey, T-Mobile.
Hotspot?
yeah. Hello?
Hotspot for tournaments?
Okay, so yeah, like you said, there's a spectrum there for, obviously your 17-year-old can probably handle more than a 4-year-old.
Correct. Yes.
So.
And for the most part, they're all pretty good. We set a timer, they get done, and then it's like, okay, go get some sun, go figure something else out to do, go be bored.
Yeah.
You got a bazillion toys, do something with them.
Being bored, like I can actually talk on that, like reading up on doing that stuff and just having the creativity that comes from it. I'm a huge advocate for letting kids just be bored.
Yes. Yes. And as well as we are, it's like, go draw something, go color something, go find something else to do that doesn't revolve around this. Because sometimes they'll get done playing video games and then want to go straight into, let me go grab the tablet and put something on the watch, or let me put the TV. It's like, no.
Okay.
Go disassociate yourself with that screen time, and then we can come back and you can pick something else to watch.
Okay.
Unless the only part that sucks lately is the weather, right? They can't go do anything outside. And my boys like to play outside when the weather's nice, but when it's not, and then it's just like,
For
I've already
anyone
drawn.
watching, it's definitely like we're right in the middle of all the rain that's been coming down.
Yes.
So,
And it's like the prime time for kids to be outside.
Exactly, it is.
Summer's
Yeah.
going to be coming up, and then you're like, who's trying to go play outside right now? 115 degrees?
Yeah.
no one. We've had, so we just started baseball at the IWV Youth Baseball League.
Yep.
And I think we've only had about 3 practices that haven't been canceled due to weather. So,
Yeah, we were forced to play, and I think it was last Tuesday. And it was raining when we showed up. Then it was really windy. Then it was kind of sprinkling. And the ump's like, if we start the game, I'm only going to cancel if something drastic happens weather-wise, right? So we're like, well, might as well play it because we're scheduling this game, and who knows what this weather's going to be like. Let's just go for it. So
Yeah.
It wasn't horrible. I'm sure the kids hated it, but
my kid loved it. Like he was actually out in our backyard, I think probably that same day because his practice got canceled. And he was outside like hitting in the rain, out there barefoot. Like I said, feral child.
there you go.
So, but do you guys all play like as a family? Do you guys have games like that?
Yeah, so me and my boys will play. We'll play Fortnite. That's the only game that's a first-person shooter that I'll allow them to play right now. I won't let them play Call of Duty or. That's the only one that I won't.
Grand Theft Auto?
No,
Oh.
that's not even
No?
on. It's not even on my systems.
Oh.
We don't even play that on our streams.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
No Grand Theft Auto over here. And Halo, but we haven't been into that too much lately. So.
Then I'm about to date myself a little bit here. Back in 2005, 2006, my dad used to be huge on Halo and forced me to play just so he had interaction. I'm like, you're just killing me. I was literally me just running around trying to like hide from him. It was a fantastic time.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And then my daughter, we were playing 5 nights. 5 nights or Fright Nights?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's. So that's kind of like a puzzle game.
Is that the scary teddy bear
Yes.
one?
Scary teddy bear.
Yes. And I never understood it. I just played it because she wanted to. So I still don't understand because there's a pattern to the game, and there's certain noises you got to listen to, and there's certain things you have to. Yeah.
What?
It's neat, but I just wasn't into it. But,
Okay.
But I just played it because she wanted to. I was like, all right, let's do it. And we played it for a little while. And now my youngest boy, he wants to try to play. I was like, no, you're a little scary cat. Like, we're not going to play that game. And then next thing you know, you're in our bed every single day because
I had a
Five Nights at Freddy's.
nightmare.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, and that's one thing that I don't know. Like, my son has kind of talked about that in the, is it Huggy Wuggy? I know it's not a game yet. I guess it's in the works or something. He said there's a video game, and I was like, you can play Minecraft.
There you go.
That's about it. So, and Paw Patrol. But I guess that's another thing, too, with screen time, like limiting what they're exposed to. What might seem like, oh, it's a teddy bear game, like at certain levels. If my son came to me and said, can I play Five Nights at Freddy's? She tells me it's a teddy bear game. I'm probably not going to think twice about it.
Right.
But what are they actually playing?
It's a really hard thing to control because I'll let my kid, he's almost 4, and most of the time he watches YouTube Kids, and that's pretty good about, keeping stuff pretty selective. But even on there's some weird stuff, and it's like, dude, what are you watching? Like,
So there's been some stuff because it's like, I guess even uploading videos, you can select yes, made for kids. And eventually it's maybe going to be screened or gone through. But I'm like, what was it? There was something about zombies because literally my son started coming in our room in the middle of the night saying there are zombies. I was all, what are you watching?
Yeah. Yeah. See?
Like, so here I am going through his history and I'm like, really?
yeah. That is a good thing if people don't know about YouTube Kids is like they have that separate account to where you can monitor it and select an age group for it. So if you don't want your kids going through YouTube, because if you're just on normal YouTube, you're just going down whatever rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So at least YouTube Kids, you can feel pretty comfortable. Like, all right, you can kind of find videos from that and then,
Go from
feel
there.
pretty good. But I still kind of check on what he's watching too, because I'm like, just sometimes it's just a weird show. It's like, you don't need to watch that.
I think I find it the most odd that my kid will be watching another kid playing. Like, why don't you just
Those are
go
very popular.
play?
So
I
used to feel weird, but now that we're streamers, people watch us play video games. So it's kind of the same thing. And it's also like, do you watch home improvement shows? And
Do
you're
I
kinda
look like I
watching-
do? Am I Tim the Toolman Taylor
Not
over
saying.
here?
I'm gonna have to pull a different example now.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
I mean, I have watched people attempt to use sewing machines because I definitely do not use a sewing machine. And I even took a home ec class or home maker class thing. And yeah, I just don't. I know my
Look at it
limits.
like watching sports. Like you're just watching people play sports and performing. It's kind of a similar
There
way.
you
You're
go.
watching us perform while we're playing the game, but we're also, depending on the type of person you are, like you're being an entertainer. You're reading chat. You're having conversations with people, and you're trying to do that at the same time while you're playing. Some people are just really good and they just pretty much play, but we really try to, reach out to our community and like build like relationships with everyone. So sometimes we see people pop in 2 months later, and it's like, oh, I remember. What's up?
Yeah.
Just remember a comment from that.
Yeah.
So I think that's also a perfect segue to go into the toxicity portion that we vaguely discussed earlier, because I was like mind blown by that. You guys are gonna make me go home and become bubble girl.
There's definitely ways to prevent it.
Okay.
And, it definitely is a very toxic place, or it can be, especially depending on what game you're playing. If you're playing just single player game, then that's just you're doing your own thing. If you're playing online against other people with open mics and stuff, and that's where it gets pretty crazy. But there's ways to prevent it. You can not have a mic on. You can mute everyone in the lobby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can go into your settings and just mute all lobbies so you don't hear anyone talking. You can just play. So
That's pretty
those are,
rad.
If people don't know that, you can do that so you're not getting exposed to like people being like that.
Yeah.
Or you can join an Xbox live chat and you're in your own little party chat, and then you can't hear anyone.
Really?
Yeah, so it's just the people that are in that chat that you can hear. So even if you get in the game and everybody else isn't muted, you're only still going to hear those people in that chat.
And that's it. So
that's it.
like if we all got in there, I could only create a chat that's just us talking
Yep.
or seeing that.
Yeah, and then there's also Discord. That's also like another social type of software that you can put on your computer. Xbox has it. I think PS5 is going to release it
Yeah, they
soon.
just integrated them into the consoles to where you can join Discord, and it's another way you can do party chats and stuff like that.
And what's cool
Okay.
about Discord is you don't have to be playing the game or even be on the Xbox, but you can still be in the conversation. So
I could be like on my phone while you guys are playing and open that app.
open that app and then join the server that we're on,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can actually start talking with us if you wanted to.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So there's private ones that you can make. There's also public ones that you can make, so anyone can just come in and talk to you, or you keep it private. And and if someone wants to come in, we just drag their name into the server, and then they can talk in. And then once they leave, they can't come in unless we drag them back in. So
Okay. So is there, I guess, if people get extreme on there, I mean, there's one thing for trash talking and everything. I get that. I get the positivity that comes with it, or the banter and the fun.
yes.
But what happens if someone crosses that line? Like,
So fortunately, we're pretty limited on who we let onto our games and streams because we are a family-friendly stream. So we don't
Okay.
want someone to accidentally, not necessarily accidentally, just some random person just come in and be who they are. And then, cursing up a storm, saying things that we don't agree with,
right.
that kind of stuff. So we haven't really had any real horrible experience in that nature. So because we do take those precautions to make sure that that doesn't happen to us.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
great that you guys are focusing and gearing it towards families first.
Yeah,
So,
and that's how we do it. But like, if you were just playing, if you have your kid playing, you're trying to prevent that stuff, and that does happen. There are ways you can report that person for being toxic, racist, whatever they're doing. They're cracking down pretty hard on people nowadays too. Like,
okay.
it's not like it was 10, 15 years
Yeah.
ago. So there are
Open mic.
there are ways to
Yeah.
report those people, and they get banned from the game for doing, and they can go back and
Wow.
review stuff too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's ways that you can.
Well, I
you know,
guess it is the internet. Like, once it's out there, it is out there forever.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, like Frank said, we keep all of our stuff pretty clean because we're trying to set a good example for our kids and
mhm.
be a good example for just the gaming community or streaming community, because a lot of it's just trash.
Well, and I
out
think
there.
a lot of, sometimes I see that as a parent. Like, I'm like, okay, I would love for my kid to get into video games just because I do see positives from it.
Yep.
Especially him being so quick to like focus on something or having that hand-eye coordination that I do not have. We'll just say it. But it is that scary factor from before, like I said, 2005, 2006, where it's just anyone, anywhere saying whatever they wanted.
Yes.
Yep.
And, I just don't want that negativity to impact him in a permanent way. And so creating that positive atmosphere that you guys have is a fantastic way for families like myself who doesn't know to know that there is positives that come from gaming and the funs that you can have with it.
Yes.
So,
And another way to combat that is you go through their friends list on their Xbox or their account.
Mhm.
You talk to who's this. You say, okay, if you want to add somebody new, I need to know who they are.
is there a way to restrict like
Yeah.
profiles, like age range or location or anything like that you know of?
I know for sure on Xbox you can have a family account and then you can have your kids' accounts, and depending on how you set it up, they can't even accept friend requests unless you approve it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's similar to my son currently has a phone.
Yep.
A lot. He's 5. Full disclosure, my husband works out in Toronto, so we had to get a Verizon phone, obviously, because T-Mobile doesn't work out there. Well, I wasn't giving up this phone and paying $2,000 to close the line.
Yeah.
So my son now has a phone. But Apple, like I've dived into that with them. Like he can't, go start calling people, accepting calls, doing anything like that. It all comes to my phone first. So usually between the hours of 5:30 and 6:30 p.m., my phone is going crazy because of him.
Nice. Yeah. So there is those type of restrictions on there that you can put. So, and
Okay.
you just got to ask those questions.
Yeah.
You got to be involved
So
too.
be
So,
active in their life and what's going on.
Not just, all right, go play and then walk away for a couple hours and then, they can do whatever they want because it's easy just to start doing stuff.
I mean, I've been guilty of that. Like,
who hasn't?
yeah. Please don't shame me too hard in the comments here. Sometimes it is easier, especially when our daughter was a newborn. It's like, here's your phone, go watch a movie on there, but come back later and he's playing a game.
Yep.
where did this come from? How'd you get it? And it's on, you know, oh, I learned it from YouTube Kids and I got it here. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, they're quick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I do with my
so
son.
fast.
Because I'm a single parent, so it's a little bit tougher to do certain things.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, all right, dude, you can play on the Switch and play Mario. I'm gonna go work out for 30 minutes and just kind of check in on him, make sure he's not doing something dumb. But it's like I kind of use the screen time to utilize getting some stuff done around the house. But a big thing for me is like, if I ask you to get off, then you do it without throwing a fit. If you start throwing a fit, then that's when we're gonna start really eliminating how much you're gonna be doing it.
Okay.
And he's really good with like, all right, like I had to ask him a couple times, but he goes throws on the charger and he starts playing, doing whatever he wants. Like he's pretty good with it. And like Frank said earlier, it just depends on who, you know, how the kid is. But for me, that's a big thing is listening and all right, when your time's over, it's over.
And recognizing signs like a change in attitude, change in behavior.
Yep.
Okay. And blue light. So do you see that affecting like your kids, or is there a certain time that maybe you stop allowing screens? Or
I can't really say I've seen it affect my kids per se, because I mean we have a whole bedtime routine. So by that time, you know, we start the teeth brush, the flossing, brushing, getting in your jammies. So by that time we turn everything's off. So their mind's already not on it. Then I go down, lay them down, we say our prayers, then we read them a little book, and then, you know, I kind of hang out with them until they fall asleep, and then they fall asleep, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know. I can't really
you
say
haven't seen like, okay.
a crazy
similar to like my bedroom, my kid's bedroom. There's no TV. Like we pretty much just use our rooms to sleep. Because I have a whole like gaming room downstairs that's for my setup and a little setup for him. Then he plays on the Switch. So it's like
Really?
all of his stuff is just me and him. So we got
That's rad though.
So he's got his own little setup, but like pretty much he just goes in his room to sleep. So
Yeah.
I just same thing with Frank, like bath time, pajamas, brush teeth, read a book, pray, go to bed.
That's how we've established our routine is like 7:30 is a hard cutoff in our family. So it's like sometimes I've noticed if we stay up a little bit later, like on a Friday or Saturday, and like that whole routine's thrown off, I'm like, maybe we shouldn't watch a movie right before bed because you are off the walls right now.
Yeah, but I don't know with the blue light because like I'd be a hypocrite because I literally just did a 24-hour stream the other weekend. So
That is wild to me.
That is wild.
I'm still like, how did that?
well, we did
How?
we had a was our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
2-year anniversary for being like RIDGgaming, and then our 1-year anniversary of being a affiliate on Twitch, which basically means people can subscribe to us on Twitch and we make some money from it.
Oh, what?
So we had a big incentive list, and that is the reason why Frank doesn't have a long beard right now. It's because our followers crushed our whole incentive list, and he had to shave his whole beard off. I had to dye my hair pink, and Safety Dave had to wear a mullet for a couple weeks.
Mullets are the best.
And one of those
Really? You put your beard up on the chopping
I
block?
did. I mean, it was a good amount. So
yeah.
Wow, yeah.
if I ever do that again, though, it's going to be a much higher.
Yeah, but one of the lower ones was we had to do a 24-hour stream. So
Okay.
I kind of just decided I'm just going to knock this out. I started at 8 p.m. though, and I woke up at 7 that day and didn't realize like I was going to be tired by
7 a.m. you woke up?
He
I
woke
woke up at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
just normal, you know, with my kids and stuff. And then it started at 8 p.m. and went till 8 p.m. the next day.
Yeah.
How?
So I was up for like 36 hours I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but
That's similar to some people giving birth, being awake for 36 hours. Like, what?
and the crazy thing is like, that's nothing I would do like all the time. That's like a very special, like you guys kind of made us do it, but there's people that do this stuff like literally every week.
I can't even fathom the concept of staying up for 24 hours right now, like in my brain.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
5 o'clock came around in the morning and I started kind of starting to fall asleep on stream. So I had to go make some coffee and kind of
I was like, you were seeing unicorns in your room or something, like hallucinating? Nope.
that was the tough part. Once we got through that, it wasn't too bad, but
No, he did well. He did well that night too, huh?
yeah, it's just it's another thing too. It's like, we work on computers all day. So I work 10-hour days. So I'm probably 8 of those hours I'm staring at a screen. So it's like, I don't really have a good answer for the blue light thing. Is it actual, like these are blue light lenses that are supposed to help a little bit. And
Same with mine.
I think that
I don't know if it does.
I feel like I don't get like headaches and stuff as much, but
My computers are also like, they have that warm tone to it.
Okay.
So I'm used to it. But if someone else came up and like looked at my screen, they're like, what's wrong? this is a new monitor. Like, what's wrong with it? And I was like, oh, I changed that. So, okay. But I mean, I tried to read up on it. You know, you as a parent, you try and read, even just as a better, like trying to be a healthier human, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I try to understand more. But I think limiting the screen time has really helped. And then how we got in the rabbit hole of y'all coming on here, I was like, I'm so interested to know, like, being gamers, what it's like.
And I know for me, like, and Frank, like, we don't, when I'm with my kid, like, I'm not playing myself, like, all day and stuff. Like, usually when I do, like, the RIDGgaming stuff, although we do, like, want to involve our kids with it, like, I'm doing all this stuff after he goes to bed. Because, like, that's kind of more my time. Like, I don't want to take away from, you know,
being present.
Yeah. So it
I feel that.
definitely makes it tougher for sleep schedule-wise, but...
You need sleep.
Yeah. But that's something I'm not the best at, but I try to remind myself, like, I can go on Facebook or scroll and do that stuff, like, after he goes to sleep. Try to just be, you know, playing with him and just doing whatever, because, you know, that's his time. Then once he goes to bed, I can, you know, have my time to do that stuff.
And I think that's fantastic for you, what you guys do beyond just the gaming. Like, you guys were talking about, well, just go ahead. Let's talk about upcoming events that you guys have going on.
We have a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know this will be watched after April 1st, but we have an April 1st event, and it's the
Kelly Curtis Memorial.
Correct.
Yep.
Cornhole tournament at CrossFit. And I'll be DJing, and we'll also be having a couple stations set up for the kids to just kind of kill time. Nothing crazy, just kind of kill time while the parents are probably playing cornhole. So
Okay. So, I was going to say, like, lifting heavy stuff.
And that too.
Fun time.
Yep.
That's a fun time. And then, let's see, you guys said May 26th, you'll be at Safe Grad?
We'll be at Safe Grad May 26th. I'll be DJing, and we'll be running a tournament as well too there.
Yeah,
so.
we'll have some stuff set up and just kind of be one of the stations kids come over and do stuff. And
this year's Safe Grad is up at?
Saracosa.
Perfect. And it's a whole different venue, everything like that for them.
Yep. So it's our first year doing it up there. So I've been DJing Safe Grad the last few years prior to COVID, and then this will be our first year back.
Okay.
So
I think it's a great night for them. Like, I remember back when Safe Grad used to be, like, out on base, and I think it's a good alternative to what everyone else can be doing.
Yes.
And it's so much bigger now. Like, I kind of really wish we could graduate again.
Right.
I mean,
wish I would have been more present at our Safe Grad. It was more of a, let's go do the quick things and then take off. So we didn't stay the whole time.
Kids, learn from our mistakes. We promise. We promise it's a good time. June 30th, Parks and Rec Youth Night.
Parks and Rec, we're going to be helping or hosting a teen night over there for them. So we'll have some games. We'll have board games. I think we might do something on the basketball court.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it'll just be...
So down at Kerr McGee?
Yep, Kerr McGee. It's just a teen night. It's going to be a variety of games to be able to play versus like digital games and well as physical games. So
if it's down at Kerr McGee, we actually have some of those arcades games.
And I think we're going to utilize
down there.
We're going to utilize those as well.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
It's fun. I know. So when we got those, they all ended up in my office. And everyone was like, really, Amanda, this is what you're going to do? And I was all, it's not for me. Maybe the Ninja Turtles and Mortal Kombat's for me.
Right.
They did not stay, unfortunately. And then end of July 22nd, you guys have a library event coming up.
Yep. We'll be hosting an event at the library. It's going to be more of a chill event. Just, you know, kids come over and hang out, play some games, check out some books. I think we'll probably give some merch away.
Okay.
Probably most of our events will be giving some merch away.
Well, awesome. And people can also purchase merch to help go towards these events, I'm assuming?
For the most part, we haven't really officially launched a whole lot of merch. We have that one shirt that you've seen.
I am a huge fan of this specific shirt. So by the time this one comes out, I promise I'll have my shirt and I'll probably be wearing it.
Yes, you will.
So
It makes me feel good because I came up with the designs.
You did.
there we go.
You did come up with the design, so.
Well, off Canva. But.
You still came up with it, though.
Hey, you came up with it. You put the time in there. You know, people knock Canva, but I love it.
That's good.
Even knowing my like Adobe stuff and Adobe kind of like mimicked Canva and they have their own little thing going on. But you know what? Do you? I think the more creative resources people have out there, the more it'll be utilized.
Yep.
Which I can go on a whole rabbit hole about is my job on the chopping block because of AI.
Possibly a lot of our jobs.
Right? It's scary, but that's for another episode.
Right? Yeah, we can talk.
So,
GPT later.
Hey, Nick, off camera about that GTP. So I'll be sure to link to your guys' website, your YouTube, and everything. So if anyone has any questions, follow up, want to learn about some tournaments, things like that, they can connect with you guys.
Correct.
Because even off screen, off the games, everything, what you guys are doing for the community is amazing. And I appreciate you guys being a business partner with us at Desert Valleys.
We appreciate you guys having us.
Yeah.
I really do.
Definitely. So I look forward to partnering with you guys more in the future. And everyone else watching, have a great weekend. And if you guys have a favorite game, drop it in the comments.
Yes. And remember to game and give. That's our motto.
Yeah, baby.
Bye, guys.